I was going through my food preps and I found this. And this is turmeric. And this here is, I'm not sure, but it's very, very old. Now the turmeric I could use, but I'm actually going to use this turmeric to keep the deer away because it's very potent and I have so much pressure. So I'm going to go through this. Hi everybody, welcome to this evening's video. Hey, I hope you didn't miss this morning's video. It's a really good one. I did a lot of work and I will share that in the description box and also at the end of this video in case you missed this morning's video, because it's prepping, talk about low income, and I'm actually doing stuff. Let me go ahead and get a bucket here because I want to talk to you a little bit about Prepper Princess had a video and she talked about a strange feeling in the world. And I want to ask you something and I want to talk to you just a little bit about that. But first, I got to get this done. Okay, instead of throwing things in the trash, if I have something in my food preps that I'm not going to use, I put it out in the garden and I just let Mother Nature take its course. So, this must have been dried milk at one time. Remember back when I was helping at the food bank, I would get so much food, but some of this I think was from there. This is the last of it. This is the last of all of that, and I'll just put it out in the garden. Mix it up really good. Hey, this is real life. This is exactly what I'm doing today. And I think this turmeric, which turmeric doesn't go bad, but I have probably 5 gallons of it. That is fresh. Interested in step-by-step prepping videos? Those are in my morning. I will be posting them in the morning, and then every once in a while I have an evening video. So if you wanted to see what I did yesterday, it talks about prepping and stuff like that, look to this morning's video. Okay, so in her video she said about how she has this feeling, and it's a strange feeling in the world. And she figured out what the feeling was that she thought. But for me, I want to share with you my take on the video. Now, some of you watch her, some of you don't. Maybe you might be interested in it. But she talks a lot about financial things and stuff like that. But my situation is this. I really think that the feeling that people are feeling in the world is a sense of despair. And I don't necessarily think it's because of world events as much as their events in their home. And the despair that they're feeling right now is because they can't afford everything and anything. They can't afford so much in life. And I think that is the difference. Now, she thinks that maybe something is going to come down the pipeline, something is going to happen, and that is why she's feeling that way. I think things have already happened, and I think that's why we're feeling this way, because I think we're at the point now that people are desperate and they're depressed and they're trying all of these things to make ends meet. The cost of living is so much higher, and people are not being able to afford the needed essential items in their life. It is got to the point where it's so bad. And so I think what we are feeling now is not about something that's coming, or maybe it is, but I think what we're feeling now is the sense of urgency and despair, because people are living paycheck to paycheck, and that paycheck's not covering everything. It's not covering hardly anything. You go to the grocery store and it's so much more expensive. But what can we do about this? There are things that we can do and we can make a difference in our lives, but it's very hard. Some people have to give up certain insurances in their life in order to feed their family. Some people have to give up a lot. You know, there's a lot of people that aren't taking their full medications because they can't afford to. So they have a month medication and they put that out into 3 months. Or people need contact lenses, and so instead of the monthly contact lenses, they let it stretch for 6 months. It's all of these things that are making a huge difference in people's lives, and that's where that icky feeling is coming from, is because it's really hard to find joy when every day is a struggle in your life. Just the other day, my husband and I were talking, and he's like, is there a way that you could find another way to make a little more income? Because the income is 75% less than what my income was last year. And I think to myself, okay, well, what could I do this? Could I do that? It's things like that that people are struggling with, Social Security, you get that paycheck every single month. You earned that, but it doesn't cover what it used to or what it should. And so I just had a friend, Laura from Teal House was talking about how, she has a child with special needs and how she's on a waiting list and she's not getting the insurance and the things that she should be getting for her child. And everybody has an own major issue in their life, and everybody has this where they have to substitute for things. And so it's a really different perspective that I have is I don't think the sky is falling, and I don't think the end of the world is. With AI and technology, of course, it looks more and more like that, because in those days, if you read Revelations, there was the vision, but the vision was in the Bible time. So when he had a vision, he couldn't express exactly what he was seeing. But with AI technology, it is. Right now, in my own life, we got something severe that's going to be happening, and that is a data center. We are having a data center put in our area a block from my home, and the farm sold it, and people are fighting and fighting and fighting about this, and there's just nothing we can do. The politicians have spoken, and somebody wants to blame this side of the politics and that side of the politics, but to be honest with you, it's politics, and where are the people, I don't want to get on a rail of that because that's not what my channel's about, but we all have our things that we are struggling with and working with. When that comes in, that means our electricity will be 75% higher. That means our taxes will be higher. All of those things, but we're living each day in bare minimum so we can prepare for all of these things that happen in our lives. What can we do about these data centers? There's nothing we can do. There's just absolutely nothing we can do. We can fight it all we want, but it is not going to make a difference. So there is this feeling in the air, and she is right. And the feeling in the air is the masses, we can't control anything anymore. Like we have no say, and there's just the way it is. But yet we can live abundantly on very little, and we can turn our mindset to the survival mode. What can we do to change our perspectives and to help us cope with the life that we're living in 2025. We're here on this earth for a reason, for a season. And if you're on this earth in 2025, you're here for a reason. And we are to be a light in a very dark world. And we are to help that feeling and to help reset people. And when you smile and you look joyous and people ask you, why are you so happy? You can tell them that this world is not our home, that we don't have to live by the world's standards, and that even no matter what happens in our life, we can choose to look on the bright side. And that feeling maybe can be changed in grassroots where people help people and people are there to support people. That's my thoughts.